Surveillance or list building or monitoring, and I don't care if it takes every second of our time and every ounce of our energy. We either get this government back on our side or we defund and get rid of, abolish the FBI, CDC, ATF, DOJ, every last one of them if they do not come to heal.
But Michelle says that, you know, when they go low, we go up. No. When they go low, we kick them.
Yeah, nice guy.
That's what this new Democratic Party is about. Appointment where they are MAGA orders, they are in your face. Correct. These are not uniting people.
Terrifying.
These are not uniting things. These are
in
your face to the medical community, to the intelligence community, to the military community.
That's right. That's what the American people wanted.
You nominate to not to run the U.S. government to do anything, but to destroy the U.S. government.
No, just to pare it down a little, honey.
Is that how you consider her? Is that what you consider her?
A Russian asset.
The Secretary
Really?
of Defense nominee, Peter Hegseth, this is someone who, you know, is known to be a white supremacist, known to be an extremist, whose
Known to
platform,
whom?
whose book is basically about his opposition to the advancement of black officers to the top brass.
No, to incompetent
He
officers.
would deny strenuously he's a white supremacist. He has, I just want to
So did Trump.
put that in the record.
Yeah.
Tulsi
Duh.
wants peace, she's a Russian asset, or maybe the war's unwinnable and she's smart to end it before everybody winds up broken dead. Why is everybody...
Whoa, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Put on the brakes. Welcome, welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, hoofties, poofties, bung-eyed heifers, right and left-wing wackos, woodchucks, and chuckettes, kings and queens of the Northeast Kingdom, which is where we are here now, to another version of It's News to Us. And you are watching It's News to Us. Why is this table making so much noise today? You're watching It's News to Us. We're Newport's oldest TV news. Watch us new brown cows, locals say. Newport, Vermont, that is. There's a bunch of Newports, and we're only one of them.
I think it's about 13.
Yeah, I think we're a little one. We're only about 5,000 people. All hail the cadaver-in-chief. Yep, nobody's home. Oh, man. We didn't erase all that video. I'll get the clip from next week, maybe. Philo was putting in the clips, and I forgot the one about Joe at the rainforest where he started wandering off. He finished talking. He was at this podium down in Peru or something, or in the Amazon. He finished talking, and he just turns around and starts walking off towards the rainforest. And yeah, that's him, man. That's our That's our president. Now, if he's so messed up that he can't give a speech, he can't walk, he can't talk, why are we allowing him to give billions in authorization to start a nuclear war with Russia? He gave $2 billion to Peru. Yeah, sure, we got $2 billion. Why are we giving money to Peru?
Peru, what's that they got to do with anything?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, what the hell, man? And we cater to all people here, men, women, batwangers, and there's I saw Marjorie Taylor Greene on the War Room yesterday, day before, Philo.
Okay.
And they're not going to allow that tranny, the transsexual, into the Congressional Women's Room.
Oh, is that the Sam Brinton? Was it somebody else?
It's somebody else. She just got elected.
Oh.
It's the first tranny or something, and they said their motto is "No chicks with dicks."
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
Get it,
So
man.
does like 90% of the Americans. But no, we got a couple of friggin' screamers. Peace and prosperity, not wars and austerity, and defend the police. No, we're going to defend the good cops. Now, for those of you who were looking or who want some, wait a minute, Philo, can we go back, please?
Sure.
We want real news, okay? Bear with me. Now, these are the ones, these are some right here, okay? PJ Media, you'll be able to pause if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to pause and see it. And here's some more that are relatively truthful. And here's some more right here. Right here. Okay. CIS.org, they're great on immigration. Was it something for Center for Immigration Studies? And these are openthebooks.com. I cannot tell you, for those of you people who think that that Trump is going to go in there and start slashing, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's got people from openthebooks.com, and trust me, these people at Open the Books, they've been watching this waste for years and years. And here's some more right here. Now you'll be able to pause this and look at these at your own time, or write them down or whatever. And last but not least, here we are, gatewaypundit.com and revolver.news are really good too. So thanks, Philo. And in the booth we have Philo T. Farnsworth. You can see him waving. He's got the horn sign there. It's like the Italian thing. There's a name for it. I can't remember it. Of course.
Now it means, you realize even that means now is hook 'em horns, the University of Texas. Longhorns use that.
Oh, I'm not surprised anymore by anything.
Well, they've been using that for, gosh, the last 50 years.
Yeah. And anyways, and everybody's howling bloody murder. Oh, and that they sentenced the court case with that Laken Riley's killer in Atlanta, the trial. Or that nasty little Venezuelan puke got life in prison without the possibility of parole. This girl struggled for almost 20 minutes, Philo. To hear people were leaving the courtroom ready to vomit when they played the 911 tape, because he caved her head in. Okay, and this is the problem I have with fistfights, because you have to. There's a reason boxers wear gloves. It's because if you hit somebody with your fist, you can cave their sinuses in. Okay, I mean, you can really, their whole face will just collapse. And that's what happened to this Laken Riley girl. He beat her so bad that her face collapsed, and the blood was, she couldn't talk, but she kept pressing the emergency button on her telephone. And it's
So
just
they send him for life in prison?
horrible. Yeah, he got, I don't know how many consecutive life terms. His name is Jose Ibarra. And did you know he was married, Philo?
That wouldn't surprise me.
He's married, and his wife is living in one of these luxury hotels in New York City.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and he had gone up to visit her. You know why? Because they can just hop on a plane, and they get to go anywhere they want. You or I could do that, right?
Oh, sure.
Sure. CVNH, right? These are the countries that can hop, where people can just hop on a plane and travel to the United States and travel within the United States or anywhere else they want. And it stands for Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua, and Haiti. So these 4 countries are allowed to just hop on a frickin' plane and go anywhere they want. And they have like concierge services where if they're in a major city, they'll come down and pick them up and bring them to wherever they need to go, and they don't have to pay a dime. And they're screaming bloody murder on these liberal stations like MSNBC and stuff. Oh, they're gonna round up. They're gonna put them in camps, and it's gonna be mass deportations. Yeah, you know why? Because that's what the people voted for. Trump, at every one of his rallies, he said, the first thing I'm going to do as soon as I take the oath of office, I'm going to go into the room in the front of the Capitol and start signing these immediately, right away. And that's it. He mobilizes the local police, the National Guard, the DEA, the FBI, to whatever extent that they're. We got to get rid of these people. It's crazy, man. We're insane. And they're screaming bloody murder about Bobby Kennedy. Oh my God. You think anybody who questioned a damn vaccine has got friggin' holes in their head? Well, here's an article. I got this in October, and I never got a chance to cover it here. It's called Toxic Exposures, an Act of War. Big Food Intentionally Addicting Kids to Toxic Foods by Michael Navradkis, PhD, October 10th. I'm not sure where this comes from, but you'd be able to find it on the net. Just look up Toxic Exposures, and it'll come up. It says, Big Food targets young consumers in the U.S. to get them addicted to unhealthy products because what happened to big tobacco when smoking went out of style? The big tobacco companies bought up all the big food companies and set their lab people right to work, Philo.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, I forgot to mention, and you can see Philo's drumming videos at Terry DeFazio on YouTube. And
you know what, Steve?
What's
I've
that?
been having good luck on your channel.
Yeah?
I've been putting my videos on your YouTube channel, and I think, what was it, this month? I've got about 48 plays
Well, I'll be damned.
on
Cool.
your channel.
Yeah, okay, let's see. The target to kids, which frequently contains ingredients banned by other countries, according to 2 food safety and nutrition advocates interviewed on the Megyn Kelly show. It's Megyn Kelly. Van Harry, author and blogger known as the Food Babe, and Grace Price, an investigative journalist and filmmaker who produced Cancer, a Foodborne Illness, are calling on the food manufacturers to change their practices and produce foods with the same healthier ingredients as companies use in identical products they sell in other countries. Last month, Harry and Price participated in a Senate roundtable on the chronic disease epidemic in the U.S. We have an opportunity right now to let the American public know we're under a massive experiment. If any other country was doing this, it would be considered an act of war. We got to do something about it.
Well, we declare war on everything else.
Yeah, really. Price, get this, Price, who's 18 years old, said American food manufacturers are using big tobacco tactics. They use toxic ingredients. Let's see. Harry cited McDonald's French fries, which have 11 ingredients in the U.S., but only 3 in other countries, and Skittles, which use 10 different artificial food dyes. Well, come on, I mean, but Skittles are not a meal, honey, you know?
Well, I don't know. I think some chuck out there must be thinking that, you know?
Yeah, can I have I'd like a bowl of Skittles and a side of milk. And give me a Heineken with that, too.
Hey, you want to hear something interesting? You
Sure.
know that Coca-Cola, when you go to all these fast food joints, that McDonald's Coca-Cola tastes better. And you know why that is? They've had a contract with Coca-Cola since 1955. And usually these soda products are shipped in plastic. The ones that go to McDonald's are shipped in stainless steel tanks.
I'll be damned.
That's why they taste better.
Yeah, Howie Carr was complaining about the high fructose corn syrup the other day. Now, mind you, this is something Philo and I have been talking about for years, but it's just days come. It took a while to get in vogue, but we're happy that it is. Better late than never. But Howie was talking about the corn syrup and everything, and so I sent him an email to let him know. I said that you could buy real Pepsi with real sugar at your local at the local supermarket. I won't mention any names. Shut. But and you can. They also sell Mexican Coca-Cola, but it's wicked more expensive, and it's in those friggin' returnable Mexican bottles that if you got whacked on the head, it'd kill you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not the cheap American bottles. These are heavy duty, meant for recycling bottles, because that's what they do with them in Mexico. Okay, anyways, let's see. They use thousands of ingredients not included in other countries. You have French fries, Skittles, let's see. Kellogg's targeting children. They pledged in 2015 to remove artificial dyes by 2018. Oh, sure, but they never did. They lied about it and started to create new cereals that were targeting the smallest of children, using popular songs like Baby Shark and Disney's Little Mermaid. Hari blamed lax food regs in the United States, and almost every single major American food company is doing this because of lack of regulation to their advantage. And, you know, Trump isn't one for regulation, but if he lets Bobby Kennedy loose, you have to have some kind of regulation to stop him from poisoning us, basically.
Yes, and the CDC has gotten so overblown. They're not just into the science business, they're creating their own science.
Oh, man.
They're awful. Absolutely horrible.
People's eyes were open during that COVID stuff, man.
Finally. Well,
Yeah.
half of the people were. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The libs were all in. We were just talking about Rachel Madcow.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you know, especially with the masks. My God, I still see people alone in cars with masks on.
The one that got me was this woman that goes to church with my wife.
Yeah.
She said she was driving, I can't remember what lake it was. It wasn't meant for Mega, it was a smaller lake. She said, I drove by and there's this woman out there in a boat by herself with a mask on. Toxic fish, I think.
Maybe, yeah. She's out there looking for Henry Limpet.
Yeah,
Don Knox.
Don Rickles.
Yeah, in 1958, there were only 800 food additives approved by the U.S., but today that number exceeds 10,000. From 800 to 10,000. All right, the beehive. I love that. I can't push your way out of it. Ooh, 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 ooh. They have a stupid something commercial like that. Well, speaking of which, a buddy of mine gets his medications from like India over the internet, Philo.
Uh-huh.
And he got a notification by U.S. Customs that they've impounded his inhalers and stuff because he can't afford them here, you know.
No.
He's a senior citizen. He doesn't have a lot of money. So he buys the stuff on the net, and they've impounded the stuff. And only half of the inhalers that he ordered were there at impound. So you know what that means, don't you?
Somebody stole them and sold them.
Yeah, or they said, hey, my granddaughter's got asthma. Maybe I'll take half of these inhalers for her. Anyways, by comparison, the number of additives in the EU is 400. 400 in Europe, 10,000 in the US.
Yep. You remember that episode with Barney Miller where the guy ended up drinking some red dye number 5?
Yeah.
He says, in 30 years I'll be dead of cancer.
Yeah, don't do it. Come near me, I'll drink it. That was a good one.
That was the best show ever on TV.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of which, I got to call the stupid satellite company when I get home because they're going to get rid of another channel, the one that has Barney Miller on it.
Will you have DirecTV or Dish?
Dish.
Yeah, they're worse. DirecTV's lost a few also.
I'm telling you, it's getting too greedy. Much as I hate going wireless, and I'd have to buy new friggin' equipment. You know what I mean? I can't use my old analog stuff, right? Oh man.
Well, they'd have to come and set it up for you.
Pardon me?
They'd have to come up and they'd have to set it up for you. They'd have to bring you the box. The DirecTV set mine up.
Yeah. But I mean, if I was to clip the cord altogether,
Yeah.
and they're running the Chiron at the bottom, it says to call Dish, and Sling. They said that Sling TV, which is something like $20 a month or something, Philo?
Yeah, my brother-in-law has YouTube, and he doesn't pay much either.
Yeah, they said Sling TV was going to get rid of that channel also.
Yeah.
It's FETV. They have Perry Mason and all these other old friggin' shows.
Yep.
Damn it, man. Rotten bastards, every nickel-hugging mofo.
Yep. It's the American way.
Yeah, there are thousands of chemicals not even reviewed by the FDA at all. They've been literally slid into the food system without anybody knowing the risks or any safety data. She said the skyrocketing rates of disease, including cancer, are related to a lot of them. She cited the neon food coloring in Fruit Loops as a marketing tool.
Gosh, that stuff is pure junk.
Oh, yeah. And to make cereal more attractive and contributing to obesity. Yeah, I love this food pyramid. It says that for a complete balanced breakfast, it shows a bowl of friggin' Fruit Loops or whatever, and then a regular breakfast like with eggs and toast and stuff like that. What the hell,
I'll
man?
take the eggs and toast any day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, no, the eggs will give you cholesterol.
Oh, yeah, right.
Another farce from the 70s.
Yeah, he also cited the dangers of glyphosate. Here we are. Now, I've told you about this, and I can't say too much on the air because you know who will ban us from you know where, and you'll have to try and find me on Rumble, which is like trying to find a needle in a friggin' haystack. So I'll just read here. But it would be, trust me, it would behoove you to look up the dangers of this stuff because it's in everything made with flour, right? Okay, I'll start from the beginning. She also cited the dangers of glyphosate, which is the active ingredient in Roundup, which has been linked to human health risks. It's pervasive. Unfortunately, it's making its way into every single thing we eat. It's in wheat. It's in oats. It's found in all major products like Cheerios. And if it's in wheat and it's in the grains, it's in everything made from grains. We're talking even beer, especially beer.
Glad I gave that up.
Yeah, trust me. Look it up. Just type in glyphosate levels and blah-de-blah-de-blah. Glyphosate has now been implicated to cause non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, bladder cancer, autoimmune disorders, leaky gut, fertility issues. There's so many things that can be linked back to the use of glyphosate in our environment. It's ending up in breast milk and sperm and the tissues in our body.
Well, we don't have to worry about that part, Steve, but everybody else does. You wonder why the birth rate is falling everywhere?
And you wonder why all these people have Crohn's disease. Have you seen these stupid commercials on TV where it shows a long distance trucker and instead of sitting on in a chair in his cab of his truck, he's got a friggin' toilet with a seatbelt on it?
Yep.
I mean, all of this stuff and all the skin problems that people are coming up with. I'm going to repeat that one more time, and so they won't arrest me, they won't cancel me for it. Glyphosate has now been implicated to cause non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, bladder cancer, autoimmune disorders, leaky gut, fertility issues, etc. So many things can be linked back to glyphosate. Price addressed the effect of harmful food products in younger generations. It led to her to become an advocate. I'm no smarter than your average teenager. This is the 18-year-old. I just know how to use Google. I was searching up these things, learning that Twinkies have the same chemical that's in Clorox. Or the amount of sugar in orange juice is actually equivalent to just drinking a bottle of Coke. Yes and no. Here's where things get a little hairy, okay? Because the sugar in orange juice is not an added sugar like they put in Coke, or what do you call it? Or the high fructose corn syrup sugar, okay? It's not cane sugar either. The sugar that's in orange juice is a natural sugar that comes from oranges.
That's right.
I mean, I can't sit here and say, well, you're better off drinking a Pepsi with breakfast than orange juice. What do you think I got in this thing right here? It comes out of a can, it's frozen, but it's still orange juice.
Yep, that's
now,
right.
who can afford the fresh squeeze stuff? Not me. Yeah, Twinkies have the same chemical in Clorox. I wonder which one that is.
I haven't eaten one of those since forever, and I will never eat them again.
Yeah.
Never.
I mean, what's in bleach? Bleach is hypochlorate, sodium hypochlorate, right? Anyways, Kelly played an excerpt from her Price's documentary. Did you know that the chemical we use to bleach the flour inside of Twinkies is the exact same one used to create our most common disinfectant, Clorox? Well, that's because it bleached the flour. You wouldn't want a brown Twinkie now, would you?
Well, I don't know. I eat brown toast.
Yeah, well, that's just it. It's like when you buy organic pasta, it's not friggin' lily white.
Nope.
It's brown.
Yep.
Because it's unbleached flour. Wake up, people. Come on. The chemical is chlorine gas. And this is just one out of 37 ingredients in a Twinkie. This is standard for ultra-processed foods. Price said that we realized she'd been lied to and discovered the food manufacturer borrows strategies from tobacco, yada, yada. We have research showing Big Tobacco actually bought the food companies, General Mills and Kraft, yada, yada. Price said the tobacco companies would target kids by putting up these signs saying, go smoke a cigarette at children's eye level. Well, they didn't actually say that, but they had pictures of people looking cool, smoking. When I was a kid, it's like everybody's parents smoked, man. And the ones that died young, though, were the unfiltered ones. Anyways, they're just playing, let's say, go smoke a cigarette. Today, we're just paying off dietitians on TikTok to promote cereal. But even before children are old enough to be targeted with adverts, harmful ingredients in foods adversely affect childhood development. She said baby formula contains highly reactive, easily oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids derived from seed oils. That's the Woody that Dr. Drew and Bobby Kennedy has against Mickey's and all these other fast food companies. As they say that the seed oils, like canola oil, that they friggin' deep fry the French fries in, Philo.
Yep.
They're better off going back to tallow, which is, beef fat, right? because it's good for you and your body can assimilate it. Well, I don't know if it's good for you. Some people do actually have high cholesterol. Let's see. These seed oils get stored in our cell membranes. They wreak all sorts of havoc when we're literally not even a year old. The worst part is your brain is only 90% developed when you hit kindergarten. So this entire time period, your brains are barely developed. They've been given these foods. Hari and Price said it's possible to campaign for safer ingredients. They asked Kellogg's to remove the artificial dyes. Let's see. Citing claims that calling for safer regulations amounts to a nanny state, Hari said those arguments are a result of corporate blackwashing by big food. A lot of lobbying is behind the scenes. A lot of front groups are behind the scenes. We're doing that work. This is not the nanny state. This isn't asking for more regulations. This is you're already doing this across the pond. Do it for us. Why are you poisoning American kids and giving other countries' kids better, safer ingredients? This is a rigged system. It's not about creating more regs. This is about doing what's right as an American company. She said parents resist the temptation to buy highly marketed foods targeting kids. You got to start by giving them something real, because kids, if they've been fed all these crappy ultra-processed foods their whole lives, don't actually really desire anything real because that's what they think food is. First thing you need to start with is real food that comes from the earth, that's been unadulterated by the food industry. You'll be so much healthier. Price said there's ideological dogma that chronic diseases are genetic and random and out of our control. That's the line of thinking, sending a message that your health is out of control, but it's in your doctor's hands. Gives an alternative for almost every single person's cravings. Yep. Genetics are in there somewhere, obviously. I mean, Trump is how many years? 70-something years old, and he still woofs down freaking McFood and Diet Coke. Man, oh man. Here's another one, man. This I got thanks to NEK's news division for printing this up. I couldn't let this one go because, everybody's bitching about Gaza this and Gaza that. Well, Israel wants to subcontract the food shipments to Gaza out to private companies because of the looting. They estimate that half of the friggin' food shipments in Gaza are being looted, and cigarettes are getting up to $1,000 a pack.
Wow, now that's a lucrative business. Even a Ferengi would like that.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, though, that I don't understand, Philo, is they say that it's $1,000 a pack. $1,000 of what denomination, Is it 1,000 Gaza dollars? It's gotta be.
Well, it's just like if you said 1,000 pesos, what would that mean in American money? Would be a lot less than $1,000, wouldn't it? Yeah. Weird, man. Anyways, here's the article. It's from All Israel News. I get it. It happens to be an evangelical kind of. It's an openly Christian website that they have daily news from Israel. I won't hold it against them, though. Says, I do subscribe to it, though. Is it Pat Robertson?
No. They don't. There aren't any. They learned their lesson, Philo. There's never any one person as a face on these places anymore. Here we are. UN reports unprecedented looting of almost 100 Gaza aid trucks. This is from November 20th, or that would be today. 2 UN agencies told Reuters on Monday that almost 100 trucks were violently looted. In terms of volume, it is reportedly the largest theft of aid supplies in Gaza since the war began in October last year. A whopping 99 out of 109 trucks in the aid convoy were raided. Wow. 99 out of 109? That's like 90%, man.
Yes, it is.
That's crazy. This highlights the severity of access and challenges of bringing aid to southern Central Valley, said Louise Wateridge, UNRWA Senior Emergency Office, told Reuters without specifying the identity of the perpetrators.
Actually, Steve, that's about 90, almost 91%. It's 90.8%.
Oh, you show off.
I got a phone that does it.
Yeah.
But
Philo's gonna show off his math skills.
no, you look it up.
Oh, one of the clips Philo was nice enough to put on today's show is that the New Zealand, these legislators in New Zealand screaming that the Maori friggin' tribal dance, or there's a name for it. I can't remember the name of it. But
Let me take a look at it. I'll shut off my microphone and I'll look it up.
it's like oompa chaka. It's crazy. But anyways, thanks to Philo for putting it up. Let's see. The urgency of the crisis can't be overstated. Without immediate intervention, severe food shortage is set to worsen, endanger the lives of over 2 million people who depend on it. The looting reportedly took place after the convoy entered Gaza through the Keren Shalom border crossing that Wateridge described as an unfamiliar route at a short notice. Yeah, they did a short notice so that they could try and outfox the friggin' looters. Didn't work though. UN spokesperson Stephanie Dujarric revealed that there was severe damage to the trucks, some cases total loss of cargo. It's the worst looting since the beginning of the war. Gaza's Hamas-run Interior Ministry claimed that their forces had killed up to some 20 gang members during the incident. More than 20 members of gangs involved in stealing aid trucks were killed in the security operation carried out by security forces in cooperation with tribal communities, the ministry stated. Described the operation, the beginning of broad security campaign that had been long planned and will expand to include everyone involved in the theft of aid trucks. Hamas reportedly threatened to use an iron fist against all looting attempts in Gaza. While some looting has been carried out by members of independent tribes, Hamas terrorists have been involved in looting themselves. Last November, the KAN 11 channel released exclusive footage showing Hamas terrorists beating civilians in Gaza while stealing humanitarian aid earmarked for the civilian population in the coastal enclave. Yeah, nice folks. Well, beat the starving people. You know, they're just starving. We'll beat them so that my brother-in-law Mohammed here can make a buck.
I got the answer for you.
Okay.
It's the Maori haka.
The paka, yeah.
It's a traditional performance that holds deep cultural significance for New Zealanders, known for its powerful energy, fierce facial expressions, and physical movements like stomping, hand gestures, and chanting.
The paka. Yeah.
Good old Google.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm telling you, I told Philo earlier I'd seen an American tribal enclave or whatever, get together or a powwow where a bunch of American native tribes had got together and then suddenly out of nowhere they're in this big lodge up in like the Seattle area with it's beautiful lodge, giant timbers and stuff, and then suddenly the doors burst open and in come these friggin' Maori warriors doing the paka, hoopa chaka, boga boga. It's just wild, man. It's crazy. Back to the Gaza, speaking of crazy. However, local smuggling and looting gangs have increasingly exploited Hamas's partial loss of control in Gaza. These criminal gangs now control the flow of many products, including tobacco, according to the recent Washington Post report. Because, see, they can't drink. So that means they all smoke. And they can smoke hashish, which comes down from the Bekaa Valley in Lebanon, and or they can smoke tobacco. Or frequently, they mix both together.
Oh, yeah. I knew a guy that was in the Gulf War #1.
Yeah.
And down in Saudi Arabia, he says, yeah, all their cigarettes are laced with hash.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I said, no wonder I got that on camel.
Yeah. This by camel, he's got a different looking toe. Give me a hand getting up on him, would you please? I'm so high. However, local smuggling and looting gangs have increasingly exploded with partial loss of control. They now control, including tobacco. Cigarettes, which have become a luxury product and a currency in Gaza, reportedly sell for up to a staggering $1,000 a pack. Now, remember, that's what they used for currency after World War II, Philo, in Europe, remember?
That's right.
Cigarettes, chocolates, and nylons.
Yes, and now you don't dare give anybody nylons because you don't know who's going to get them.
Yeah, Sam Britton will get them.
Yeah, Sam Britton.
You don't have to be a guy to get the nylons.
Well, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, you can be one of the chicks with dicks.
That is about the weirdest looking individual I have ever seen.
Oh, man, he looks like Matt Damon with the bubble head.
On crack.
Yeah. Anyways, Georgios Petropoulos. I wonder if he's Greek, Philo.
Could be.
Georgios Petropoulos, head of the Gaza sub-office of the UN Coordinator on Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA. How many UN agencies do they have, Philo?
Several.
Hundreds of them, the looks of it.
Oh, yeah.
Revealed that due to their local scarcity, cigarettes are smuggled inside, for instance, food products in cans. Could you imagine that? You're sitting there in Gaza, you're starving, you get a can, you think it's got rice or beans or in it or something decent, get a few calories out of it, and you open it up and there's cartons of friggin' Marlboros.
Goodness.
But $1,000 a pack, I guess you could exchange it for food real quick like, though.
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. This suggests the smuggling process starts during packaging, likely in Egypt. Oh, no. Really? Oh, I was watching Dragnet the other night, and they had a whole episode on gypsies, Philo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and gypsies, they originally thought that gypsies came from Egypt. That's where we get the word gypped, and gypsies. And it was funny, man. They try to be so serious, but it's openly campy humor, man. Meanwhile, the Israeli military announced that targeted preventive measures against the looters and is consistently working to facilitate the transfer of aid to civilians. Speaking on condition of anonymity, an Israeli official told the Washington Post that Jerusalem is aware that some looters have ties to Hamas, some do not. Well, really? You think? And, I just finished this book. I promised a viewer that I would have a report on it, but this is one of the guys, I think Trump is nominated to be head of the FBI. Kash Patel. Man, they're going to be shaking in their boots when Kash gets in there, because he knows where all the bodies are buried, okay? And he's honest. That's the thing. These people are honest for a change. They're not in it to make a buck. Anyways, the highest levels of government have been infiltrated by an anti-democratic deep state that can be defeated by refocusing our national security mission and relentlessly defending the truth. A sinister cabal of corrupt law enforcement personnel, intel agents, and military officials at the highest levels plotted to overthrow a president. And they did. You remember? Remember 2015, 2016? And then remember the laptop in 2020? And all their other dirty tricks? Even after they failed, they continue to secretly pull the levers of power without any accountability to the American people. This isn't a synopsis of a fictional thriller. This is actually what's happening in the U.S. government. And government gangsters, Kash Patel, a former top official at the White House, Department of Defense, the intel community, and the Department of Justice, pulls back the curtain of the deep state, revealing the major players and tactics within the permanent government bureaucracy. which has spent decades stripping power away from the American people and their elected leaders. Based on this firsthand knowledge, Patel reveals how we can defeat the deep state, reassert self-government, and restore our democracy. And one of the things that's in here in the end, Philo, is the complete the January 6th timeline. And it's wild, man. Oh, and they just, I think it was yesterday, the day before, they just came out with the phone company. They remember when we showed you where they had the pipe bombs at the DNC headquarters, and they allowed the Vice President-elect Kamala Harris to get right near the pipe bomb.
Huh.
And they found another pipe bomb at the RNC headquarters.
Well, they have to hedge their bets.
I guess so. Anyways, they've got video of a guy at both places, two separate individuals, I think, and you can see this. You can see all the stories at revolver.news. That's the biggest outlet. Where they have the video of this guy on a cell phone, and the FBI was telling the select committee in Congress, they're telling them, well, we got the phone data, but it was corrupted, so we couldn't really glean anything from it, you know. Well, they got some officials from the phone company, brought them in through the back door, and they're all like, no, the data wasn't incorrupted. We gave them good data. They could run it down if they wanted to. I mean, these people just get caught in lie after lie after lie. Russiagate, the Mueller investigation, damaging intel leaks. The deep state used every tactic possible to take down Trump. As the chief House investigator on Russiagate, Patel exposed the truth about the Russian fraud. In the Trump White House, he overcame the deep state plot to undermine Trump's agenda. Patel is one of the few men in the world who know how the deep state works in intimate detail. Now he's showing America how he can turn the tables on the deep state and take them down. And this is another thing, too. Thank God we have a originalist, constitutionalist Supreme Court, because before you could not fire a government employee because of their unions and stuff, Philo.
Yep.
And what happened was with the Chevron decision, they came out and they said, look, you know, you can't have rules and laws made by government bureaucrats in a basement office somewhere in the EPA or the USDA or the CDC. You know, you can't have these people with this much power, even though they call themselves experts. You know what I mean? They said if you're going to have rules and laws, they have to be promulgated or written by Congress. So, and that applies to hiring and firing too. It would take years to fire somebody in Washington, D.C. But now all they have to do is say, we're going to have a reduction in force across the board. We've got a $13 trillion deficit. We're going to pare down these agencies. We don't need the Department of Education. We don't need half of these other agencies. They're just redundant. The Treasury overlooks the same stuff as the Commerce Commission, as does the Interior Department. It just goes on and on and on. So now with the Chevron decision, they can cut down the ranks and the whole departments. I'm betting we're gonna, and they don't even show up to work now. They estimate that only 7% to 18% of the offices in Washington, D.C. have any employees in them during an average workday. They're all working remotely from home. It's crazy. But anyways, I just got done reading this, so sorry, T, if you're watching. I'll do a little report on it and get back by next week, but by then it should be in the news. They're not going to go down without a fight. They're not going to just roll over and play dead. It's going to be a knockdown, drag out, but we have to do it. We have to cut this cancer out before it just ruins the whole republic. And one of the things, Philo and I were talking about this last week when we were talking about Jimmy Carter, when Jimmy was president,
Yes.
and how Washington ate him up and stuff.
Yep, they did.
They did. But one of the things that really bummed people out about Jimmy Carter, and the same thing, Biden tried the same thing. They come in and they said that our best days are behind us, that, we got to pare back. Our best days are behind us. With Jimmy Carter, if you watch his Crisis of Confidence speech, he says that, and he was a real religious guy. He said that too many people judge themselves by what they have, not by who they are or what they do, but they judge themselves by what they have.
And boy, did Reagan love that.
Oh yeah.
He who dies with the most toys wins.
My wife had a cup like that, a coffee mug, when we first got married.
And the other one was greed is good.
Yeah. Oh, and she had a keychain fob too that said, "Damn, I'm good." And I'm all like, nothing like being humble, honey. But the only thing that bummed me out, she had a Mondale Ferraro bumper sticker. And I told her, I says, look, I'll put up with anything, but I am not getting in that car with that damn Mondale bumper sticker on it. No way. You're not in Newton anymore, honey. You're in friggin' Lunenburg. So anyways, that was one of the biggest things that bummed people out. Because let's face it, even though some days I wake up and I'm a pessimist to the core, I think that this nation is full of good people, that our best days are in front of us. I mean, just look at the takeoff of that rocket yesterday. It performed 3 out of its 4 tasks. It landed upright. It didn't get grabbed by the praying mantis arms, but it did the other 3 tasks. And I think that's it, man. I don't see anything wrong with having an Elon Musk look into the government. I don't think he doesn't want to be a government employee. He might want to help out, that's all. That's fine with me. I mean, geez, the guy's a friggin' world-class engineer. What's wrong with that, I think the nation's best days are in front of us.
Hey, we could have him or Sam Brinton.
Yeah. And one of the things we got to get rid of is the Department of Education, okay? I mean, you look at what happened to scores, test scores in our schools once we started with the Federal Department of Education. They went like, it is crazy.
Okay, Steve, last but not least.
Oh my God, I got all this stuff here.
Last but not least, Steve.
Oh, wow. They got Lee Zeldin as head of EPA. But you know what? The Democrats didn't care about the environment. Look how many right whales they killed putting in those wind turbines in New Jersey, Philo.
Yep.
I mean, they had something like 80, 90 right whales, the most endangered whale there are, wash up on shore. And they're all like, well, no, it's got nothing to do with the blasting underwater and stuff. Once again, you wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid show. So hopefully we'll see you again next week. Inshallah, as the Hebraics say. So until then, get down on your hands and knees in the men-only mosque. Sniff the bum of the guy in the man dress in front of you. Head east, worship the meteorite in Mecca, and go, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Akbar.
And of course, a happy Deus Magnus Est to everyone out there.
Grateful Dead.
surveillance or list building or monitoring, and I don't care if it takes every second of our time and every ounce of our energy. We either get this government back on our side or we defund and get rid of, abolish the FBI, CDC, ATF, DOJ, every last one of them, if they do not come to heal.
But Michelle always says that, when they go low, we go up. No. When they go low, we kick them.
Yeah, nice guy.
That's what this new Democratic Party is about. Appointment. They are MAGA warriors. They are in your face. Right. These are not uniting people.
Terrifying.
These are not uniting things. These are
Termites.
in your face to the medical community, to the intelligence community, to the military community.
That's right. That's what the American people wanted.
You nominate to not to run the U.S. government to do anything, but to destroy the U.S. government.
No, just to pare it down a little, honey.
Is that how you consider her? Is that what you consider her?
A Russian asset.
The Secretary
Really?
of Defense nominee, Peter Hegseth, this is someone who, is known to be a white supremacist, known to be an extremist, whose
Known to
platform,
whom?
whose book is basically about his opposition to the advancement of black officers to the top brass.
No,
Just say that
to
Hegseth would
incompetent
say that He
officers.
would deny strenuously he's a white supremacist. He has, I just want to
So did Trump.
put that in the record.
Yeah.
Tulsi
Duh.
wants peace, she's a Russian asset, or maybe the war's unwinnable and she's smart to end it before everybody winds up broken dead. Why is everybody...